Advertising reports. In this video we're going to have a look at a section underneath the reports tab for advertising reports, and by clicking on here it will show you a long history of all your different advertising campaigns and how they've performed over time. We will go into more detail about advertising reports in the actual advertising section, so if you haven't watched those videos, go back and re-watch those, where we'll show you all areas of advertising and how you can actually run in-depth reports. However, for some reason this one's held elsewhere underneath the advertising or underneath the reports tab, but it is a very helpful report to run. All you have to do is go to reports, advertising report, and click create a report, and here you can choose the type of report you want to generate. And what this will do, it will show you all of your sponsored product campaigns, so your advertising you're running, and then you can identify what type of report you want to run. So what search terms have customers actually used to find your product when they click on your product and go on to sell, because just because it shows as a sale attributed to a keyword, if that's under a broad match, that will not that might not be the exact term that they've used. In fact, it's probably not going to be. But if you go onto here, it will show you the exact search term that the individual customer that has actually bought your customer used. So it's very useful, because then you can start using those search terms and actually put them inside your advertisements. Then you can go into more detail about your campaigns, the placements, so where they're appearing on the Amazon site. So is that on the main search pages? Is it on other customers or other sellers' pages? Is it on a headline ad? Whereabouts it's going to be. And it will show you the performance over time for different search terms and different areas for your campaign. So just go down here, you can name the report, and then you can put in the email address you want it to be sent to, and when you want that to be done, whether it's now, in the future, or recurring. So I would recommend, if you set up recurring, you don't have to worry about doing it all the time. So you could have that set up for perhaps every 2 weeks at the beginning, every month going forward, and then they will send it to you automatically. You'll get an email come through, and then you can keep up to date with your advertising, which for me is going to be one of your most key performance indicators for making profitable sales. Because if you can make profitable advertised sales, then you can scale those, and there's really no limit to the amount that you can sell. So let me show you what the report will look like. It comes through, it looks like just a load of numbers. If you're not in spreadsheets, it may be a bit intimidating, but it's quite simple really. It gives you the date, the actual campaign it's referring to, the type of bid strategy, and its placement on Amazon. And then it will go on to show things that you'll see in your advertising, like the impressions, clicks, cost per click, the spend, that'll be for the actual keyword altogether, and then it will show you whether you've made sales and what your average cost of sale is going to be for those. So all of those you can actually get within a standard advertisement anyway. Within your campaigns you can find those. What you can't find is your total return on advertising spend. So this is essentially for every pound you put in, it will give you a percentage of how much you get back. And there, if you know your numbers, you can work out whether they're profitable. So if you know that for every pound you spend, you need to really get £2 worth of sales to make it profitable. So say for example, if your product was £20, you need to spend a maximum of £10 before you start losing money. So the most you can spend, so there you would need a 2 here. So you can see what examples here of 2.34, so you know that would be profitable. The one above here is only 1.07, so perhaps that one's not quite profitable, and you might want to start taking that keyword out. Now I'm not going to go through this in too much more detail because there is a lot on here, but the key thing that I would look at is have a look at your actual search terms to see what your customers are actually using to find your product, because you might be surprised, and that might allow you to find actual new keywords that you can add to your advertising campaigns. It will show you where they've appeared, so that can be useful. All of these areas are within advertising, so we won't go through that again, but what is important is your total return on advertising spend. That is essentially where you will find out whether your advertisements are profitable. So run yourself a sponsored product report, have a look, break down your numbers, work out your profit margins, and find out whether each and every keyword is profitable. Now, what I would put a little proviso on that is the fact that If it's a keyword that's not quite profitable, remember that will help you rank organically for that keyword. So if you're just under profitability for a keyword, you might want to keep it in because it's actually boosting you up the organic ranks. And with your advertised sales and your organic sales, so paid sales and organic sales together, that will likely cause a profitable overall result. So it depends how much budget you've got, whether you want to just really get your brand out there and help build up those organic sales over time, which is what I would recommend. Maybe a short-term loss on the actual advertising might actually help it rank better over time. And you never know, you can always turn those keywords around, start reducing the bids or changing them, moving them into exact match and things like that. So I wouldn't just say if you just set up a campaign, you want to turn off those keywords straight away, but just consider maybe some in there that really aren't doing well at all and you can take them out altogether.